Imagine a world where the pursuit of knowledge pushes ethical boundaries to their breaking point, where the human mind and body become mere instruments in a chilling experiment, designed not to heal, but to uncover the absolute extremes of human suffering. Today, Dark Truth Files uncovers the alleged chilling true story of Project Threshold, a clandestine U.S. initiative so daring, so morally questionable. Its very existence was a deep, buried secret. They tested human pain limits, and the results were shocking. This isn't just a conspiracy. It's a terrifying tutorial on the ultimate ethical nightmare, and what happens when the lines of scientific inquiry become hopelessly blurred. Introduction. The Cold War Imperative. Pushing the boundaries of the mind, our story begins in the shadows of the Cold War, a time of intense ideological conflict and scientific arms races. The USA, driven by fear of Soviet mind control and interrogation techniques, allegedly embarked on its own clandestine research into the human mind's breaking point. The genesis of Project Threshold. The Mind Wars. In the 1960s, both superpowers believed in the potential for psychological warfare, controlling minds, extracting secrets without physical force. This led to covert programs exploring hypnosis, psychoactive drugs, and sensory manipulation. The pain tolerance hypothesis, within a highly compartmentalized branch of a seemingly innocuous government research agency. A new, deeply unethical program was born. Project Threshold. Its core hypothesis: by systematically understanding and pushing human pain limits, both physical and psychological, they could develop ultimate interrogation techniques, create unbreakable agents, or even design methods to disable enemies without direct violence. The unwitting participants were allegedly recruited from vulnerable populations, disillusioned servicemen, psychiatric patients from underfunded institutions, or individuals with minor criminal records, all lured by promises of treatment, rehabilitation, or patriotic service, unaware they were about to become human guinea pigs. We will now walk you through the chilling tutorial of how Project Threshold allegedly operated, the horrifying tests conducted, and the shocking results that forever changed the lives of its victims. Lesson 1. The Sensory Chambers. Building the pain environment. Project Threshold's first phase involved creating environments designed to systematically break down a subject's sensory and cognitive functions, making them susceptible to advanced pain stimuli. This was the tutorial on preparing the mind for its ultimate test. Step 1. The Isolation Modules. Absolute sensory deprivation. Subjects were placed in custom-built, soundproof, light-proof chambers, often no larger than a small bed. Food and water were delivered via unseen tubes. This total isolation was designed to quickly induce hallucinations, disorientation, and a profound loss of time perception. Method. Weeks of darkness and silence cause the brain to crave stimulation, leading to vivid, controlled hallucinations, blurring the line between reality and imagination. Sensory overload chambers. Conversely, other chambers bombarded subjects with relentless, extreme stimuli, blinding strobing lights, deafening white noise, high-frequency sounds, or continuous, monotonous beeping. This aimed to overload the nervous system, causing extreme stress and cognitive fatigue. Method. This technique was designed to exhaust the subject's ability to process information, making them prone to mental breakdown. Step 2. The Stress-Induced. Extreme temperature manipulation. Subjects were exposed to controlled, but agonizingly uncomfortable temperatures, either extreme cold or extreme heat. This constant physical discomfort served to wear down resistance. Method. The body's survival instincts were constantly engaged, diverting mental energy and increasing stress hormones. Induced sleep deprivation. Subjects were kept awake for days, even weeks, through constant noise, light, or physical discomfort. This was a fundamental method to break down psychological defenses. Method. Prolonged sleep deprivation leads to cognitive impairment, paranoia, and heightened emotional reactivity, making subjects susceptible to suggestion. Controlled dehydration, hunger, while never life-threatening. Subjects were often subjected to controlled periods of severe hunger or thirst, further weakening their physical and mental state. Imagine your world reduced to a void, your senses overwhelmed, your body in constant discomfort, and your mind desperately trying to hold on to reality. Project Threshold didn't just test pain, it manufactured it, systematically dismantling the very foundation of sanity. How does one resist a torture that leaves no physical marks, but slowly, meticulously, transforms your own consciousness into a battlefield, where hallucination and reality become indistinguishable? The true horror began when the subject's mind became their own worst enemy. Lesson 2. The pain inducers unlocking the bodies. Breaking point once subjects were sufficiently conditioned by sensory and sleep deprivation. Project Threshold moved to its core mission, directly applying and measuring pain stimuli, both physical and psychological, to find the human breaking point. This was a chilling tutorial in precise agony. Step 1. The algorithmic pain. Graduated pain stimuli. Subjects were allegedly exposed to escalating levels of controlled pain stimuli. This wasn't random, it was scientific. This included electrostimulation, precise non-lethal electrical currents applied to nerve points, escalating in intensity. Pressure induction, gradually increasing pressure applied to limbs or specific body parts to test pain thresholds. Acoustic torture, highly targeted sound frequencies or white noise at agonizing volumes designed to induce severe headaches. Disorientation and nausea. Physiological monitoring. Every reaction was meticulously monitored. Heart rate, blood pressure, brain waves, sweat production. The goal was to find the precise threshold where pain became unbearable and how long a person could endure it before mental or physical collapse. Method data was collected to create pain profiles, unique tolerance maps for different individuals. Step 2. The psychological interrogations. Induced guilt and shame. Interrogators, highly trained in psychology, would exploit vulnerabilities. Subjects would be shown fabricated evidence of their loved one's suffering, or accused of heinous crimes they didn't commit, inducing profound guilt and despair. Isolation and manipulation. Subjects were periodically brought out of isolation only to face manipulative interrogators who offered false hope, pretending to be allies, only to reveal information gathered during their torment. This destroyed any remaining trust. Memory re-scrambling. The most disturbing aspect. Allegedly, using combinations of drugs, hypnosis, and extreme psychological techniques. Project Threshold attempted to re-scramble or implant false memories into subjects. The goal? To erase what they knew, or to make their claims sound delusional upon release. Tutorial point: repeated suggestion in a disoriented state, combined with sensory deprivation, can indeed make an individual highly susceptible to forming false memories. Imagine being hooked up to machines, your every agonizing reaction measured, your screams reduced to data points, all in the name of science. Project Threshold was not just testing pain limits, it was perfecting a new form of unseen warfare, one waged entirely within the human mind. What unspeakable truths did they uncover about human resilience and vulnerability? And what did they do with the broken individuals after their minds were dissected in the ultimate psychological crucible? The shocking results were buried deep, meant to be forgotten forever. Lesson 3. The cover-up. Burying the unthinkable results. The results of Project Threshold were deemed too disturbing, too ethically compromising to ever see the light of day. The U.S. government allegedly launched an unprecedented campaign to erase its existence and silence its victims. This was a tutorial in institutional secrecy and plausible deniability. Step 1. The Ghost Protocol. No official trails. All project documentation was highly compartmentalized, encrypted, and stored in off-book servers. Participants were never formally admitted to any recognized program or facility. They were ghosts in the system. Black ops logistics, recruitment, transportation, and disposal of subjects were handled by clandestine operatives using untraceable methods, unmarked vehicles, temporary identities, and remote drop-off points. Site decommissioning. Once a phase was complete, black sites were meticulously sanitized, all equipment removed, structures demolished, and the ground leveled, leaving no physical trace of the horrors within. Step 2. Silencing the survivors' release into oblivion. Some subjects, deemed broken or re-scrambled, were allegedly released into remote areas with no identification, no money, and often suffering from severe amnesia or profound psychiatric disorders. Method. Their claims of being experimented on would naturally be dismissed as delusions of a mentally unstable person, making them easy to ignore. Targeted monitoring. Even after release, survivors were allegedly monitored remotely. Any attempt to connect with others who had similar experiences or to reveal information would trigger swift and decisive action to recontain or discredit them. The accident clause. For those few operatives or scientists who developed a conscience and tried to speak out. The threat was implicit. Accidents could happen, careers could be destroyed, or lives could vanish without a trace. This created a profound culture of fear and silence. Imagine being a victim of an experiment that leaves no physical scars, but steals your mind, your memories, and your identity. Then, being discarded, a ghost in a society that refuses to believe your terrifying truth. Project Threshold didn't just test pain. It tested the limits of what a government could hide from its own citizens. How many innocent lives were erased? How many minds shattered? And how many dark secrets still linger in the hidden archives of Project Threshold, waiting to be unearthed? The silence surrounding this program is its most chilling legacy. Lesson 4. The Unraveling. When the shadows can no longer hold despite the elaborate cover-up. The sheer scale of Project Threshold and the moral toll on some of its participants eventually led to the inevitable. The truth, however fragmented, began to leak out. This was a tutorial in the slow, agonizing process of exposing profound institutional secrets. Step 1. The Disillusioned Insiders. Internal Dissent. Over decades, a small, courageous group of former scientists and operatives involved in Project Threshold began to grapple with the profound ethical implications of their work. They had witnessed the human cost firsthand. Covert documentation. Risking their careers and lives, these individuals meticulously, secretly, began collecting fragments of evidence. Cryptic notes, coded data logs, redacted reports, personal testimonies from others they trusted. They created a dead man's switch, a plan to release the information if they disappeared or were discredited. The Orion Leak. In a daring, coordinated effort, a collective of these individuals, under the anonymous pseudonym Orion, provided a series of encrypted documents and oral testimonies to a respected investigative journalist team in Washington, D.C. Step 2. The Media Investigation. The Fragmented Truth. The leaked information was highly fragmented, designed to be almost impossible to trace back to its sources. The journalists spent years cross-referencing, verifying, and piecing together the chilling narrative, battling denials and smear campaigns from powerful agencies. Victim testimonies. They found scattered survivors, individuals living on the fringes of society, struggling with severe mental health issues, whose incoherent stories suddenly made horrifying sense in light of the leaked documents. Their testimonies provided the human face to Project Threshold's alleged atrocities. The Confrontation. Armed with irrefutable, albeit circumstantial, evidence, the journalists published their findings, confronting the U.S. government with the alleged existence of Project Threshold and its shocking results. The revelations sent shockwaves across the nation. The public was outraged. The program that had systematically tested human pain limits, that had shattered minds and buried its victims, was finally exposed. But could a nation truly reckon with such a profound betrayal of trust committed in the name of security? And what are the lasting consequences when the very institutions sworn to protect instead become instruments of unimaginable torment? The true reckoning for Project Threshold had just begun. Conclusion: the legacy of pain. An enduring warning. Project Threshold, whether real or a chilling hypothetical, stands as a terrifying tutorial on the perilous intersection of scientific ambition, unchecked power, and ethical decay. It forces us to confront the darkest aspects of human ingenuity. The lessons learned. The danger of unchecked power. How fear and the pursuit of security can lead to morally indefensible actions by governments. The insidiousness of psychological torture. That the most profound suffering can be inflicted without physical marks, leaving invisible yet indelible scars. The resilience of the human spirit. The astonishing capacity of the mind to resist utter breakdown, even in the face of absolute torment. The importance of vigilance. The critical need for robust oversight and unwavering ethical boundaries in scientific research and intelligence gathering. The alleged horrors of Project Threshold serve as a permanent scar on the fabric of trust. Its existence, even as a possibility, reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge, when divorced from morality, can lead to unspeakable suffering. They tested human pain limits, pushing individuals to the brink of sanity and beyond, all in the chilling pursuit of hidden knowledge. The results were shocking, exposing a program that blurred the line between science and sadism. But as we reflect on Project Threshold, are we truly sure such programs are entirely a thing of the past? Or do the echoes of these unimaginable experiments still resonate in the shadows? A haunting reminder that the human capacity for cruelty and the willingness to rationalize it remains a terrifying constant. For more chilling insights into government secrets, scientific ethics, and the dark truths shaping our world, make sure to subscribe to Dark Truth Files.